Chickens? Why would anybody raise chickens? Well, most people, it's like this. I like eggs. I like eggs like I like beer, though. I like good eggs. Hearty eggs. And those are hard to find. Those are not grocery store eggs, and I don't care if they say free-ranged. By the time you get them, they're pretty old. So that's the reason for having chickens. The original thought is I like eggs. But I wasn't all that fond of chickens. I once babysat some chickens while somebody went on vacation. And I was scared to death of them because they will come up and peck you. Because they're always hungry. I have learned a lot about chickens in the last month. I'm going to tell you what I've learned. Some of it is shocking. Admittedly, September is not the best time to get baby chickens. But since it takes a long time for them to be old enough to produce eggs, I decided to go ahead and get them now so that they would be laying in the spring. And look how frickin' cute they are. They're just adorable. They grow really fast, so they went from a plastic tote to that little cage I built, and then I had to actually build a coop, which also seems to keep growing. I thought that was going to be a 2-hour project, and it's kind of taken all day. But there's a cover on it. It's weird looking. It's a bubble so I can get in. Of course, I didn't change that. I just put a chicken wire across the top. I probably should have a second brace somewhere. They don't care. They're not flying that high. I hung lights. They're solar powered. And they all sat on top, this top board. And look, it fell down. So I have to get in there and fix it. I didn't think about them roosting on that. And I'm not sure I want them roosting on that, so these apparently are too low. And get in there and rig something up. I thought they'd want to be close to the ground, but they all sleep up there in that corner every night, crowded together, and I guess they like it that way. So I added more branches across the top, and I guess we'll find out later where they're planning to nest. That's their housing situation. Let's talk about food next. It's time to let the chickies out. Well, Franco likes that part. Yeah, it's focused. Watch out, pup. There's some leftover greens from dinner last night. Get them started on that, but I have feed for them. There they come. Frank, leave them alone. There are a lot of chicken feeding philosophies, and I think everyone agrees that you want to feed them good food. The more nutritious, the better your eggs or meat, and the cheaper the better. There is a little capital investment, and the cheapest way to feed them would just be let them free range. After a few weeks, we tried it. Well, it didn't take any encouragement at all. They just came right out. I think they're liking this free range stuff. And I guess I never thought about chickens, you know, what they ate. But they eat a lot of meat. Protein is like 25% of their diet at this age. A little less when they get older. But I had no idea they would do this. Watch this. This guy's waiting for me. Oh, where's my rooster? This is roast beef. Look here, come here. The rooster always steals it. Look, there's somebody else got one. Look here. They will kill each other for roast beef. Everybody gets a little bit. They don't really need the supplement right now. I'm just showing off. Come on. Hello, baby. Little baby chick. The youngest hardly gets anything. Leave her alone. Okay, here's my rooster friend. They swallow everything whole, so to help them digest, you have to give them what is known as grit, little pebbles, as well as maybe crushed oyster shell. And then it sits in their gizzard and rubs up against the food they've eaten and digests it for them. They'll eat tuna. My God, you should see what they do with a can of tuna, which was way too much to give them. You're only supposed to give them like a tablespoon or something. I gave him a whole can. I gotcha. I gotcha. Oh. I just love you and love you and love you. And want to pet you and pet you and pet you. And you don't want me to. Come on. Look at your pretty face. They're like little dinosaurs. I think they should have little arms. And if they did, then they'd be like Tyrannosaurus Rex, but small. Listen to Frank inside. He wants to be out with it, chase the chickens. I started out with just a bag of the chicken food that you buy at any feed store, then added some things to supplement. A mixture of, like a regular pellet feed with a couple grains and corn and sunflowers. Then I was watching some YouTube chicken people and learned about fermented feed. So you just add water and you keep stirring it every day. It looks slushy like that, keep the water level high. And in 3 days you get some bubbles, and it's actually much more nutritious and easier for them to digest. They also eat less. And some things they really shouldn't have unless they've been soaked and sprouted. Here's some microgreens I was growing. That's actually wheat, because they won't eat the seeds. And then these are sunflowers, and they love sunflowers. And I was growing these outside in trays for them. The wheat and the sunflowers are ready. What do you think? Now I discovered an even easier way to give them these fresh greens without a lot of hassle, and that is just put them underneath a tub and leave it there and just move it when they start to shoot up. They're also pretty fond of bread. This is some whole wheat bread I made the other day. Franco, stop hassling them. Where's baby chick? I never let her have anything. I find it fascinating and also very creepy, the fervor with which they eat. And I'll sit there for hours and watch them fight. So now that they're free ranging, they even eat less. They're out in the mornings. I open the gate. I give them a little bit to eat. They eat and then run around. And they usually work their way around the house and come back by themselves by noonish and take a big nap because they're exhausted. Let's go see if we can find them. Franco's very good at rousting them from their peace. This is their favorite place to hang out. Oh, now they're gonna follow me. It's very windy. They don't like wind. Anyway, I'm just counting to make sure they're all here. Sometimes one or the other gets lost. Otherwise, they're pretty easy to take care of. They'll run for cover when somebody signals something. Otherwise, they come out and they feed. And really, when they go back in the pen and they take themselves back. I just close the door, count them, close the door. Nobody's here. They were penned up all day yesterday. And when they came out this morning, man, they were challenging each other. I said enough. Now they're working their way back. And just like magic, they find their way back in. Look how big they're getting. They've been ranging for 2 weeks now. I've at least doubled in size. I used to worry about the amount of grains that they scattered all over the ground. They didn't like the rye and the wheat, and they just throw it everywhere. But now look, you can see some of it is sprouting. Where did I see some? Over there. Sprouting, and then they will eventually figure it out and eat it. So there's really no waste, or not as much. Let's see how my container's doing. Oh, look, there's a nice bed of fresh greens. I'm gonna let it go another day or two. And then open that part of it up. Maybe I'll turn it. I'll go this way. See what they do. Didn't take long for them to find it. Oh, and to destroy part of it. A lot of it. Did you know chickens were native only to India, Burma, Java, and other Southeast Asian countries? There's a lot of theories about how they got to the Americas, but the fact is there's not a country in the world in which chicken is not part of the cuisine. My chicks are about 7 weeks old now, and I'm really fortunate that it stayed warm enough for them to get most of their feathers, and they're tolerating the cold really well. Now, I'm no longer afraid of chickens, but I wouldn't say I love them. They are definitely entertaining. Franco, do you chase the chickens? Oh, he likes to eat bees too. I bet almost all of you have some kind of chicken story. Love to hear them. Put them in the comments below. Subscribe. My next video is going to be on the hot tub and the hot rock sauna that we're right now working on. Thanks for watching.